If you've ever felt like time just runs away with you, or you just never have enough time to complete the things that you want to complete and do the things that you want to do, then I'm going to help you today with 5 simple tips that you can implement immediately to help you reclaim time and spend your time more effectively. Hi guys, I'm Serena. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I love talking about all things self-care, natural hair care, getting organized, and just living your best life. So if that's what you're looking for, you are definitely in the right place. I'm not going to waste any more time now. Let's jump straight into it. You ready? Let's go. The first habit I want you to develop is planning and preparing the night before. This is an absolute game changer when you get into a rhythm, because what you do by planning before is you subconsciously set your mind and your body in motion to complete things as soon as you wake up. So you save time in spending minutes or even hours sitting down thinking, what did I need to do today? Oh, why didn't I write it down? And what was that thing I needed to do? And how long should I spend on that? And what? You cut all of that out if you plan and prepare the night before. Write your to-do list out before you go to bed. Plant that seed in your subconscious so that your body and your mind prepares itself so that when you wake up, you are ready to go. And you save bucket loads of time. Plan your outfits the night before, even the week before if you can. Prep your lunch that you're going to take to work the night before. Anything that you need to put in your bag, do it the night before, so that in the morning you don't run around wasting bits of time, and you can reallocate that time to a fantastic morning routine that's going to enrich you and ready you for the day ahead. So if you don't already do this, plan the night before, prep the night before, write your to-do list, write out your top priorities, write out the things that you have to get done and some of the things that you want to get done the next day, and get into the habit of doing that. So then when you wake up the following day, you are ready to go. Habit number 2, time blocking. And that is literally exactly what it says on the tin. Blocking out specific times of the day to complete specific tasks. I would highly recommend you creating a schedule. I have done a video about creating a schedule, which I will link in this video. Create a weekly schedule, but also create daily schedules, because sometimes our days are not exactly the same. I know my days are not the same. I don't really have 2 days that are the same. So it's important to create daily schedules where you block out time and you allocate appropriate amounts of time to different tasks. If you don't do this, I can guarantee you will spend longer on a task than you need to spend, or you won't be able to finish a task, and that's going to leave you feeling really like deflated and depressed, like, oh, I haven't done this, and it's going to run over, and that's going to really just interrupt the mood and the flow. If you have specific things that you know are super important and it will take a long time, I'm going to block out an hour, I'm going to block out 2 hours for that. If you have things that you know, I can complete this in half an hour, because what it also does is it gives you a deadline, it gives you a deadline, and it gives you a sense of urgency, like I need to complete this by this time. And then that's going to help you to save time, reallocate your time, and then have more time also to allocate it to things that you want to do because you've completed the things that you have to do. So block out specific amounts of time in your day, in your daily schedule, to complete important tasks, so that you then save time in terms of wasting time, spending hours doing a thing when you could have given yourself half an hour to do it. And you can reallocate that time to something that you really want to do. Habit number 3, eat that frog. Yeah, I want you to eat a frog, even though I don't eat meat. No, stay with me. I'm not telling you to eat an actual frog. It's actually a term or a saying. I think it's an American saying, but it's also a book, and it's a book that I have completed this year that has definitely changed my life. And the concept of eating a frog is basically making sure that the most difficult, the most ugly, hideous, uncomfortable task that you have to do, you do that straight away. So the one that you always put off, the one that you procrastinate so much about, do that first. Hit the most hardest task first, and then what you will find is everything else will be easy and lighthearted and refreshing after you've done that. I can give you a personal example. Whenever I have to do my tax return, I go into procrastination mode over time, because it's something that's big and really important, and I know I need to get it right, and I would put it off and right up to the deadline, and then spend ages agonizing over it. Now when it comes, I literally do it the same day that I'm reminded to do it. I block out that time and I make sure I do it, and I feel so much lighter, and I save so much time of the time that I used to worry and stress, and I've got to do my tax return, and I tell my husband about 100 times, I've got to do my tax return, got to do my tax return, over weeks. And I'm sure he'd be thinking,
just do it then.
So eat that frog. Whatever task that you have, your biggest, most tricky, most difficult, most time demanding task, do that first. Eat that frog. It's not nice to, if you think about wanting to eat a frog, and that's probably why they've used a frog. It's not something you want to do, but it's something that you have to do. And once you get into the habit of eating your frogs and doing the most difficult and the most important things first, it becomes easier to do those things, and the fear that you feel and the anxiety that you feel begins to diminish, and you can achieve more and you can save more time. So guys, eat that frog. And I would highly recommend you reading that book. Like I said, there's so many concepts in there that actually have changed my life this year already, and I haven't even implemented all of them. So definitely read the book, but definitely eat that frog. So the fourth habit that I want you to develop to save you time is micro-visualization. And again, it's exactly what it says on the tin. Small visualization. So I think it's really important to have a vision board, and I know I've said this in previous videos, and I'm going to do a video on how to create a vision board. But it's important to have a visual of where you're going or where you want to go and what you want to achieve, because it's a massive motivator and it helps to remind you. But that's on a more grander scale and on a long-term scale. Micro-visualization is about just taking a day or a few hours and visualizing that. I would say do a day. So you sit down in the morning and you block time in to actually do this, and you just think about and walk through your day in your mind. When you wake up, take a couple of minutes. Okay, I'm going to get up, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to pick up the kids, I'm going to cook this, and walk everything that you need to do through in your mind. Micro visualize it before you do it. So then what you've actually done is you've completed the day in your mind, and now you've set your mind so that your body will follow, and that puts you in a better position to be able to action those things because you've already done it in your mind. The mind is a powerful thing, and I have said this many times, and I'll probably say it many times on many videos, so sorry if you've had it again. But everything starts with a thought. Now the thought has to come first, and then the action follows. So if you're visualizing what you're going to do and you're walking yourself through your day in your mind, you're much more likely to complete the things that you want to do and save time, instead of, like I said before, what was I meant to do, and oh my gosh, what am I doing next and whatnot. If you take a few moments in the day, at the beginning of the day, to visualize and walk through the day, it is a game changer, and it's going to save you so much time that you can then reallocate to things that you really need to or want to do. So try micro visualization each morning, and let me know in the comments how you get on with this, because I really do think it's a game changer. And finally, tip number 5 is to use a timer. Time yourself. Use a timer to regulate the amounts of time that you spend. Again, that is another game changer because you save so much time. It's that feeling that I said before of you need to have a little bit of urgency to get things done. If you're too relaxed and too like, oh, let me just go with the flow, you waste a lot of time. You need to be able to sort of give yourself a deadline and a little bit of a prod so that you can get things done. And one of the most easiest ways to do that is to use a timer. So when you're time blocking, you actually set a timer as well. So you're like, okay, I'm going to give myself 30 minutes. Because what you'll find, what I find is when I do that, I work quickly because I want to actually get completed before the timer goes off, because then I feel kind of good. I feel good, like I beat you, timer. But also I've completed the task that I want to do. So try and implement a timer. We've all got timers on our phone, or if you want to go old school and buy like a stopwatch or something, you can, but I think all of us have timers. If you've got a smartphone, you should have a timer on your phone. One of the things that I implemented a timer in that has saved me a lot of time in the morning is when I have a shower in the morning. I can end up spending ages in the shower because I love singing in the shower, dance around, you know, it's just my happy place. It's warm and it's cozy and it's my happy place, and I get the bubbles going and I'm singing and I'm in my own little world, but that wastes a lot of time. So what I started to do was take my phone in the bathroom and set a timer and give myself a set amount of time that I had to have a shower. And what I found is I began to be more efficient because I wanted to beat the timer. So I did everything that I needed to do. Don't get me wrong, I didn't rush the cleanliness. The personal hygiene was not rushed, guys. It was not rushed. But what I found is I was able to do everything and sometimes get out before the timer went off. And that saved me a lot of time in the morning, so I didn't feel as rushed. So if you haven't done that before, use a timer. Implement using a timer when you are time blocking, when you've got tasks, and remember to pause it when you pause. So for example, if you're, I don't know, finishing a report for work, but you need to pop to the bathroom and you've given yourself an hour, pause it when you go to the bathroom so that that time isn't eaten into and then you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not being economical, because you want to be realistic. So make sure you pause it when you take a pause for a few moments and then go back and start it again. But try using a timer because it is a fantastic way to make sure you're more economical with your time, which again allows you to reclaim time so then you can redistribute it to the things you want to do. So there you go, guys. 5 simple tips that you can actually implement immediately to save you time, to reclaim your time, and to allow you to reallocate your time to the things that you need to do and the things that you want to do. I really hope you found those helpful. And as always, if there's any tips that you can give, if there's any techniques or any habits that you use to save time and to create more space for your time and to reallocate your time, please feel free to share them below so that the community can be benefited. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.